Picture this. It's just past 9 in the evening. Your female cat is sitting on the arm of the couch, half lit by the lamp, staring at something you can't see. She's not moving. She's not blinking. And for one strange second, you get the feeling she knows something about her own body that you don't. Maybe it's the way she sat down a little slower tonight. Maybe it's the small pause before she jumps up. Maybe it's nothing. Or maybe, and this is the part most cat owners never find out until years later, maybe her biology has been quietly speaking a language that female cats have been speaking for thousands of years, and nobody ever taught you how to translate it. Here's what almost no cat owner realizes. Female cats and male cats are not just two versions of the same animal wearing different fur. Veterinary research keeps flagging real, measurable, biological differences between them in how they feel pain, how they hide illness, how they defend space, how they bond, and even how they age. And one of those differences, the 10th one we'll cover today, is something the research consistently calls one of the most missed early warning patterns in feline medicine. Most owners walk right past it. You won't, not after this video. Before we go a single sentence further, I need to be honest with you. Everything I'm sharing here is general cat health awareness, gathered from years of reading feline research and translating it into plain language. It is not veterinary advice, and it is not a substitute for a real conversation with your own vet. If anything in this video reminds you of what your cat is doing at home, please treat that as a gentle nudge to book an appointment, not a reason to diagnose anything at the kitchen table. Your vet knows your cat. I know the research. Both matter and neither replaces the other. I've spent years quietly reading the signals cats send long before those signals become anything obvious. The postures, the routines, the food habits, the litter box patterns, the small hesitations. And one of the most consistent themes running through the veterinary literature is that female cats live in a slightly different biological world than males. Their bodies react differently. Their brains prioritize differently. Their symptoms whisper where a male cat's symptoms tend to shout. Stay with me all the way to the 10th signal, because that's the one veterinary research says changes how you should think about every checkup your female cat ever has again. Let's begin with the first difference, and it's one almost every cat owner has felt without ever putting words to it. Female cats tend to move through the world with a more cautious internal compass. If you've ever noticed your female cat pausing at doorways, checking corners, or observing a new object from a safe distance before approaching it, that's not shyness or nervousness. Research from the University of Lincoln on feline temperament has consistently found that female cats display stronger baseline vigilance behaviors compared to males. In simpler terms, her brain is wired to notice change first and act second. Males, on average, tend to investigate faster and commit to a decision sooner. Neither pattern is better. But knowing which one your girl runs on changes how you introduce new furniture, new visitors, new food bowls, and new routines into her life. She isn't being difficult. She is being thorough. The second difference is about territory, and it surprises almost everyone. There's a widespread belief that male cats are the more territorial sex. The research paints a much more nuanced picture. Studies published in the Journal of Feline Medicine and Surgery have found that while unneutered males mark territory more visibly through spraying, female cats often maintain smaller, more sharply defended core territories inside the home. She may never spray a single wall in her life, but she has a favorite chair, a favorite windowsill, a favorite 2 square feet of your bed, and she notices immediately when another animal, or even a friendly visitor, crosses those invisible boundaries. Male cats tend to share space more loosely. Females tend to own space more precisely. Watch her body when a guest sits in her chair. You'll see the map she's been keeping in her head all along. The third difference lives inside the litter box, and I want you to slow down with me for this one because it matters more than most owners realize. The Cornell Feline Health Center has published extensively on lower urinary tract issues in cats, and their research consistently notes that while male cats face a higher risk of urinary blockages due to a narrower urethra, female cats are more prone to recurring bladder inflammation and chronic urinary irritation. What that means for you as an owner is that the warning signs look completely different. In a male cat, urinary trouble can escalate into a full emergency within hours. In a female cat, the signs are often quieter and slower. More frequent trips to the box, smaller amounts each time, a little extra grooming down there, a subtle change in how she sits or squats. If this is something you've been noticing regularly in your girl, that is genuinely worth mentioning to your vet at your next visit. Quiet symptoms are still symptoms, and female cats are often masters of the quiet symptom. The fourth difference is one I keep coming back to because it changes how you feed your cat every single day. Female cats, on average, have a slightly lower daily caloric requirement than males of the same weight and activity level. Research summarized by the American Association of Feline Practitioners on Feline Nutrition has noted that female cats are also more prone to gradual weight gain, especially after spaying and especially in indoor environments where movement is limited. You might be feeding her the exact same portion you feed the male cat in the household, and slowly, quietly over months and years, her body is storing what his body is burning. This is not about restricting food or triggering guilt. It's about understanding that the same bowl for two cats is almost never truly the same bowl. Your girl might need less. And her waistline is often the last place you'll notice the difference. The fifth difference is behavioral, and it shows up in the way female cats bond. If you've ever felt like your female cat picks one person in the home and reserves the deepest part of her affection for them, you're not imagining it. Research from various feline behavior institutions, including work referenced by International Cat Care, suggests that female cats often form more selective, more focused attachments to a single primary human. Male cats, particularly neutered males, tend to distribute their affection more broadly across the household. Your female cat's love is not smaller than a male's, it is simply more concentrated. And when she chooses you specifically, when she walks past 3 other people to sit on your lap, that isn't a coincidence. That is her biology telling you something about how she builds trust and where she has decided to keep it. Before we move to the sixth difference, I want to pause for a small but important reminder. What we're doing here is building awareness, not writing a diagnosis. Only a qualified veterinarian can tell you what is actually happening inside your specific cat's body. My job is to help you notice. Their job is to explain what the noticing means. The sixth difference lives in the hormones, even long after spaying. Female cats retain subtle hormonal rhythms that continue to influence their behavior, appetite, and stress response across their entire lifetime. Research indexed on PubMed on feline endocrinology has explored how estrogen and progesterone pathways, even at low residual levels, can shape mood and behavior in spayed females. You may notice that your girl has soft cycles, a few days of extra clinginess, followed by quiet independence, followed by sudden bursts of play or affection. Male cats tend to run on a flatter, more predictable emotional baseline. She isn't being moody. She is being rhythmic. And learning to read her rhythm, knowing which day of her cycle she wants closeness versus space, is one of the quietest, most respectful gifts you can give her. The seventh difference is about pain, and this one matters more than almost any other point we'll cover today. Female cats, on average, are noticeably better at masking discomfort than males. This is not a personality trait. It is an evolutionary echo written into her biology thousands of generations ago. In wild feline populations, a female with kittens who visibly showed pain would attract predators to her entire litter. So over time, female cats developed a deeper instinct to internalize discomfort and keep moving as if nothing were wrong. Studies referenced by UC Davis School of Veterinary, Medicine on feline pain assessment have emphasized how easily chronic discomfort can be missed in female cats. Subtle changes in posture, slight reductions in grooming, or a quiet unwillingness to jump onto a favorite surface are often the only signs. If you've noticed your girl slowing down, sleeping in different spots, or hesitating before a jump she used to make easily, that isn't just aging. That is information. And it belongs in a conversation with your vet, not on a Google search bar at midnight. The eighth difference is social, and it plays out most clearly in multi-cat households. Research on feline social structure, including work from Oregon State University's veterinary program, has consistently shown that female cats are more likely to maintain firm social hierarchies, especially with other females in the home. Introducing a new female cat into a household that already has a female can be significantly more complex than introducing a male. It isn't aggression for the sake of aggression. It is your girl's biology asking a very old survival question. Is there truly enough resource, space, and safety here for both of us? Understanding that hidden question changes how patient you become during introductions, how many litter boxes and food stations you set up, and how you interpret the small tensions of the first few weeks. If you're still here with me, I'd love for you to do something small right now. In the comments, tell me which of these differences you have quietly noticed in your own female cat but never had the words for. I read them. And more importantly, other cat owners read them too, and they often see their own cat in what you share. Awareness travels through communities like ours. The ninth difference is about vocalization, and it's more subtle than the stereotype suggests. There's an old assumption that male cats are the more vocal sex. The research tells a different story. Female cats often use a wider range of quieter vocalizations, chirps, trills, soft murps, short prompts, questioning little sounds, while males tend toward fewer but louder calls. If your female cat has what feels like an entire vocabulary just for you, that isn't accidental or imagined. Feline communication research suggests that adult cats develop most of their vocal repertoire specifically for interaction with humans, and female cats often refine that repertoire more precisely over time. Every little sound she makes is, in a very real sense, a word she has chosen for you and only you. And now we arrive at the 10th difference, the one. Veterinary research keeps flagging as the easiest to miss and the most important to understand. It's about how female cats show the earliest signs of illness. Across multiple studies and clinical observations referenced by the Cornell Feline Health Center and International Cat Care, one pattern shows up again and again. Female cats are far more likely to present with vague, nonspecific early symptoms of chronic conditions, mild appetite shifts, subtle changes in water intake, small changes in grooming habits, gentle withdrawal from normal routines. Male cats, when they become sick, often show more dramatic and easier to spot symptoms. Female cats, on the other hand, often whisper their illness for weeks before they ever announce it. That is the awareness shift I want to leave you with tonight. The louder symptoms in a male cat are frightening, but they are also easier to catch. The quieter symptoms in a female cat are gentler and softer, but they can slip past even the most attentive owner for weeks or months. This is precisely why regular vet checkups matter more for female cats than most owners realize. Not because she is fragile, because she is quiet. And a quiet cat with a good vet lives a very different life than a quiet cat without one. If any of what I described in this last point sounds even faintly like something you have been noticing in your girl, the slightly smaller appetite, the slightly different water bowl behavior, the little pause before she jumps up, please, don't sit on it. Don't wait to see if it passes. Book the appointment. Ask the questions. Bring the notes. Let a professional set of eyes do the work that only professional eyes can do. Everything we covered today, the vigilance, the sharp territory, the litter patterns, the calorie difference, the selective bonding, the hormonal rhythm, the pain masking, the social hierarchies, the private vocabulary, and the quiet early symptoms. None of it is about labeling your cat or turning her into a case study. It's about understanding her. Female cats and male cats are not two versions of the same creature. They are two beautifully specific expressions of feline biology. And once you learn to read the female version, you become a better companion for the cat who chose you, because make no mistake, she did choose you, and she keeps choosing you every single day. If this kind of research-backed awareness content is useful to you, subscribing is the easiest way to keep it coming to your feed. And giving this video a like genuinely helps other cat owners find it when they're quietly worried at midnight and searching for a calm voice. Share it with a friend who has a female cat, or a mother or a daughter who does. It might be the nudge that gets her cat booked for the checkup she needed months ago. And as always, your vet knows your cat best. This video is awareness, not diagnosis. Take good care of your little one.